I've seen so many things over the years where light and consciousness has changed form or moved or shifted, and you can't describe it. I recently had a vision of the Christ light, and when you try and speak of it afterwards, you can't do it. It just bursts your heart open. Just even trying to bring the words into the world, you have to do it a little bit at a time so it doesn't burst the heart totally. It's like the heart's trying to open from the light. And at the same time, you're trying not to let it open too fast in case something damages itself. It's quite bizarre. But when you touch the Christ light or the universal consciousness in this way, or rather when it touches you, it's a magnificent experience. It is absolutely transformational. And I quite often find that I can't speak for 3 or 4 days after, because the consciousness has suddenly expanded so much, or the heart is filled with so much light that you can't speak of it. As much as you want to share the experience with somebody, the words won't come out, because as you try and encapsulate the process in words, you can't do it. It's just too big. And if you try and bring the words up, the heart just bursts and you tumble into tears. And it always reminds me of the guidance when I first had my awakening, and it would push me to the point of breakdown. And the guidance would say, for every tear that falls, it's another petal of the heart opening, and you can't ever close it again. And that's all we have to do on the journey, is just keep opening those petals. And it's always when deep, deep truth touches the heart, when somebody speaks to you about something that's heart touching, it'll open the heart. And what people naturally do is try and stifle that process. They don't want to burst into tears in the middle of the street or in the middle of the supermarket. And so they stifle it. But it's amazing. Sometimes you can just walk down the lane and something will touch you. When the spring energies came this year, a blackbird sang one day, and it sang right into my heart. And the heart just wells up and overflows with the joy and the beauty of the moment of that song. And I sit there and think, yeah, God just sent that into my heart to open another petal. How amazing is that? And the more you get used to receiving these gifts from the universe, the more you become connected with the whole. It's just amazing. It's an amazing journey. And since my awakening, it took me about 3 years to figure out what was actually happening. And once I got it sourced, I thought all I need to do is just bring light into the world. That's my job for this lifetime, is bringing light into the world. Just let go of everything else and bring light into the world. And now I've arrived, after 25 years, at this point where the universe has given me this amazing gift. It's placed this grace upon me and within me, where I can give the most beautiful aspect of light into the heart of those who seek it. And I've had many years of experiencing the reverence and the respect of the divine processes, and going through the learning experience of becoming ever more humble. And then you reach this point, and again it goes beyond words. I stopped asking why me a long time ago. But occasionally the question does come up, well, why me, God? Why me, God? Why do I have to do this? And the answer always comes, because that's what you agreed to before you came here. And so that's been an interesting journey. Learning how to move probably from a series of lives that were perhaps not so filled with light into a life that's totally filled with light. And being able to bring that amazing gift into the world for whoever wishes to receive it. And I'm quite amazed, really, having been on this path for such a long time, how people miss or avoid the light at every opportunity. Some of them claim to be seeking it, but in actual fact they're turning away from it at every opportunity it presents itself. But that's okay, because they're still in that process of learning how to connect with it.